Hello students, welcome to the e-learning platform presented by Mechanical Engineering Department of Dr. Bapuji Saloke Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kolhapur. The learning objective for today's session are number 1, study of different air cycle. That is, in today's session we are going to study the air standard cycle, that is diesel cycle, and a bit of dual cycle. These cycles are usually used with the diesel engine, and we are going to study the application of these air standard cycles, that is the diesel cycle and dual cycle. Continuing with diesel cycle. Diesel cycle was first discovered by a German scientist named as Dr. Rudolf Diesel in 1893, and it is used in all over the diesel engines. As I said, dual cycle is also used with the in the diesel engine. The diesel cycle is also known as constant pressure heat addition cycle. This cycle consists of four processes: two isentropic, that is reversible adiabatic, and one constant volume process and one constant pressure process, as shown in the figure. The diesel cycle, as shown in the figure, consists of PV and TS diagrams. In the PV and TS diagrams, different processes, process 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1, are marked with a different color for your understanding purpose. Consider the process number 1 to 2. Process 1 to 2 stands for adiabatic compression or isentropic compression, and it is shown by blue color line in PV diagram. In this, the air is compressed. Second is process 2 to 3, shown by red line in your PV and TS diagram. This is the constant pressure heat addition line. In this, at constant pressure, heat is added. In this, at constant pressure, heat is added to the compressed air from an external source. Next is process 3 to 4. Process 3 to 4 stands for the isentropic expansion process. In this, the air expands. The process 3 to 4 is shown by the green color line presented on your PV and TS diagram, as we can see in the PV and TS diagram. And last is the fourth process, process 4.1, also known as constant volume process. During this, the heat is rejected by the air to the external sink till it reaches to the condition 1. This completes our diesel cycle. The processes 1 to 2 isentropic compression, 2 to 3 constant pressure heat addition, 3 to 4 isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 constant volume heat rejection. In diesel cycle, both constant pressure at heat is added at constant pressure and heat is rejected at constant volume. This is the point to be remembered while comparing the diesel cycle and Otto cycle. After understanding the PV and TS diagram of a diesel cycle, let us calculate the efficiency of diesel cycle. We know that or in the previous lecture we have calculated the efficiency of Carnot cycle, the efficiency of Otto cycle. Today we will be calculating the efficiency of diesel cycle and will be comparing to the efficiency or air standard efficiency. First, heat supplied during the isothermal process 2-3. The heat is supplied at constant pressure. Therefore, the heat supplied is given by Q1 is equal to Cp into T3 minus T2, where Cp is known as constant of pressure. Heat supplied during isothermal compression 4:1, that is, heat rejected during isothermal compression process, that is 4:1, is given as Q2 is equal to Cv T4 minus T1. In this, the Cv stands for the constant volume process. Heat is rejected here at a constant volume and heat is supplied here at constant process. These are the main points that to be noted down. We know the formula for work done is equal to work done is heat supplied minus heat rejected, that is Q1 minus Q2. We can write work done W is equal to Cp into bracket T3 minus T2 minus Cv into bracket T4 minus T1. The above equation gives the formula for work done W. Now for calculating the efficiency of diesel cycle, we know that the efficiency is given by work done upon heat supplied. The efficiency is given by work done upon heat supplied. The net work done W is given by Q1 minus Q2 upon heat supplied, that is Q1. So efficiency formula is equal to Q1 minus Q3 upon Q1. Substituting the values of Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q1, we get efficiency is equal to Cp into bracket T3 minus T2 into bracket minus Cv into bracket T4 minus T1 upon Cp into bracket T3 minus T2. This is the equation for the diesel cycle, efficiency equation for diesel cycle. Also, if we substitute or if we remove the like terms, we get efficiency is equal to 1 minus Cv T4 minus T1 upon Cp T3 minus T2, which can also be written as 1 minus T4 minus T1 upon gamma into T3 minus T2. Here gamma is the constant substituted for Cp upon Cv. As we know that the Cp upon Cv is given by gamma and here the value is Cv upon Cp. So we have taken as reciprocal of gamma, that is 1 upon gamma. Instead of Cv upon Cp, we have substituted 1 upon gamma. Therefore, the efficiency equation for the diesel cycle stands as 1 minus 1 upon gamma into T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. This is the equation that need to be noted down for the efficiency of diesel cycle. Now we have to find the efficiency of the air standard efficiency of the diesel cycle. Now considering the adiabatic compression process 1 to 2, therefore in process 1 to 2 we know that R, that is equal to compression ratio is equal to 1 upon V1 upon V2 and V4 upon V3. We know that compression ratio is given as V1 upon V2 or V4 upon V3. Therefore, for the adiabatic compression process 1 and 2, T2 is equal to T1 into V1 upon V2 raised to gamma minus 1. That can also be written as T2 is equal to T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1. This R stands for the compression ratio. Next is for constant pressure heat addition process, that is process 2 to 3. In this, we know that P3 is equal to P2 is equal to P1 into R raised to gamma, that is P1 into R stands for the compression ratio raised to gamma. Gamma stands for the coefficient of Cp, pressure, upon coefficient of volume, Cv. This can also be written as T3 is equal to T2 into V3 upon V2. This V3 upon V2 is nothing but the cutoff ratio or load ratio that is calculated by the formula volume at the end of heat supplied to volume before heat supplied, and it is given by V3 upon V2 and denoted by rho. Therefore, we can write it as T3 is equal to T2 into rho. Substituting the above value of T2, we get T3 is equal to T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1 into rho. This is the equation for T3. The equation for T2 and T3 will be substituted in the efficiency of in the equation of efficiency founded and substituted so that we can find the air standard efficiency of diesel cycle. Now for the third process, for adiabatic expansion process 3-4, we can say that P4 upon P3 is equal to V3 upon V4 raised to gamma. That is, P4 is equal to P3 into V3 upon V4 raised to gamma. But V4 is equal to V1, so we can write the above equation as P3 into V3 upon V1 raised to gamma. Substituting these values, we get T4 is equal to T4 upon T3 is equal to V3 upon V4 gamma minus 1, that is equal to T3 into rho upon V4 rho upon R into gamma minus 1. Substituting the equation of T3, we get the equation of T4, that is T4 is nothing but equal to T1 into gamma into rho raised to gamma. T4 is equal to T1 into rho raised to gamma. This equation is important for substituting in terms of the efficiency equation so that we can find out the air standard efficiency of an diesel cycle. The value of T2, T3 and T4 in terms of T1 is to be substituted in the equation of efficiency so that we can find out the air standard efficiency. The value of T4 is T1 into rho raised to gamma. The value of T2 and T3 that we have seen in early air section will now be substituted in the efficiency equation. The values of T2, T3 and T4, substituting the values in the efficiency equation, we get efficiency equation is equal to 1 minus 1 upon gamma into T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. The values that we have found for T4, T3 and T2 in respect to T1 are substituted in the following equation, which we get as 1 minus 1 into T1 rho raised to gamma, that is substituted instead of T4, minus T1 upon gamma into, instead of T3 we substitute T1 into R raised to gamma minus 1 into rho minus T1 R raised to gamma minus 1. These all values are in terms of T1 and hence it is easy to remove the like terms and equate the equation and compare it with the air standard efficiency. Substituting and removing the like terms, we get efficiency of diesel cycle as 1 minus 1 upon r raised to gamma minus 1 into bracket rho raised to gamma minus 1 upon rho upon gamma into rho minus 1. This equation stands for the efficiency of diesel engine. Air standard efficiency of diesel engine. In actual practice, the engine operates in an open cycle and heat is supplied by burning the injected fuel near the end of compression stroke. The efficiency of diesel cycle mainly depends upon the compression ratio, that is R, that is given by V1 upon V2, and cutoff ratio, that is rho, that is given by V3 upon V2, and it also depends upon the quantity of the heat supplied. From the efficiency of the diesel cycle, or from the air standard efficiency of the diesel cycle, we can note down the following points. That is, diesel engine operates on much higher compression ratio, 14 to 18, compared to those for SI engines operating on Otto cycle. Diesel engine usually operates on the higher compression ratio as compared to the petrol engines. High compression ratio for diesel engine are must not only for high efficiency but also to prevent the diesel knock, which leads to uncontrolled and rapid combustion in diesel engine, causing the engine to failure. Diesel engine operates usually at a high compression ratio and it is helpful for its efficiency. To be maintained, the diesel engine should be working at high compression ratio as 14 to 18. So this is for the today's session. Thank you, students. Try to write down the efficiency for the Carnot cycle, the Otto cycle, and the diesel cycle. Try to write down the equation for all these cycles, as the questions regarding the same are asked during the MSBT examination, and problems are also there. Numerical problems are also there for this chapter on the air standard efficiency, Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, and diesel cycle. There is also another cycle known as dual cycle, which operates on the principle of both constant pressure and constant volume. That is, heat is supplied partly at constant volume and partly at constant pressure. This is for your self study. Thank you.